The great outdoors. See, it's funny because there's a door behind me. I'm outside of it. Like I'm outdoors. I actually am outdoors. Look, it's my yard. And the chair I'm using as a desk. Exciting stuff. Good morning, Grace. This video comes to you in several parts. I don't know how many yet, or else I would say number parts. 3 parts? 2 parts? 1? I don't know. We'll just have to find out. It's going to be an adventure for both of us. Part 1. So I received your video about Zoe, and I just want to say I don't disagree with you. I just don't care about Zoe as much as I do about the other great characters in Firefly. She's fantastic. She's badass. She's strong. She's a complex character. She's just not my favorite. And I'm sorry that we differ on that point of view. And Wash is better. Part 2. Okay, this may not count for a whole part or anything, but my face is really round in this video, and it's making me very self-conscious. Is my face always this round? It's like a perfect circle. Part 3. I was thinking about childhood recently, and while I was working at Kumon tutoring children, and I noticed there are some misconceptions that children just pick up in their learning gaps, and How I Met Your Mother talks about them, and I'd like to talk about some of mine today because I think they're quite amusing. First of all, let's talk about my confusion with Christianity, because as a child I was not properly taught Christianity, or else I would not have these very obvious learning gaps. So, number 1, I was raised as a Lutheran, which is the form of Protestant Christianity that follows Martin Luther, who, nailed a giant list of complaints to a church door, and that's what he's famous for. But I didn't know who Martin Luther was, and I thought that Martin Luther and Martin Luther King Jr. were the same person. So I used to be really proud of my religion because I thought that it was started by Martin Luther King Jr. Yep. Another misconception I had with religion referred around this giant glowing cross that we have here in Colorado. It's on one of our mountain sides. Somebody has a bunch of lamps set up into the shape of a cross, and I used to think that Jesus was buried there. And I thought, oh wow, aren't I special to live where Jesus was buried? He's not. Yep. And my confusion did not just surround religion. When I was little, my brother had these 2 friends that I didn't like very much, and I didn't like it when they came over. So one day, my dad came up and said, oh, do you mind if so-and-so come over? And me, being the child who didn't understand complex grammar structures, said, no! I don't want them to come over, no! But of course I had said, do you mind? No! And then I thought my dad was tricking me, and I was very mad for the rest of the day. Yep. Now, you know how you can always remember where you are and what you were doing the day a famous person dies because it's somehow important to you in your memories? Well, that happened when Ronald Reagan died for me because I was like 4 or 5, I'm not sure, and I was in Germany with my mother, and I remember her being very sad, and I walked up to her and asked what was wrong, and she said, oh, Ronald Reagan died. And I didn't know who Ronald Reagan was. I was a 5-year-old. And he wasn't even the current president, and I don't even think I knew who the current president was. But I have a friend named Reagan, and I was really confused because I didn't think that she had died, but I thought that it had to do with her and death, and it took me longer than I'm proud to say to figure that one out. Yep. And last but not least, I was very confused about the word strip, because I thought that strip malls were something that only happened in Las Vegas for certain reasons, and I thought that the Las Vegas Strip was referring to something else, and how I knew what stripping was before I knew what a strip mall was, your guess is as good as mine. I blame television. So there you have it, 4 or 5 misconceptions of mine from childhood. Now, do you have any interesting ones? Because I'm sure we all do, and I'd like to hear them. Part 5. Or was it 4? Anyway, I think it'd be fun if we played an ongoing game of like truth or dare or something, so let's just start that. Grace, truth or dare? Alright, I'm gonna go inside. I'm becoming a little bit too one with the earth. Bye! So much darker in my room.